Fred runs his own landscaping business.
Yeah, with my two brothers.
They take their business very seriously.
Sure do.
Fred traded up to commercial auto insurance from Geico for serious customized coverage that grows as his business does, all for seriously low rates.
All right, so when's it gonna happen? You know, the big Geico surprise.
I'm sorry?
Some hair metal band. Are they gonna jump out of those bushes?
No, this is a serious Geico ad.
That pyro was pretty cool, though.
Get more with Geico Commercial Insurance. Trade up today at geico.com/commercial. Miles here is an electrician running wiring for this new home build.
Good morning.
Miles doesn't have time for funny business.
I guess.
Miles traded up to serious commercial auto insurance from Geico for customized coverage that grows with his business, all for seriously low rates.
So where's the Geico surprise cameo?
Come again?
You know, like some big famous football player or something. He's gonna bust through that wall, isn't he?
No, this ad is serious business.
Guys, get over here. You gotta see this.
No, there's nothing funny over here. Sorry. Get more with Geico Commercial Insurance. Trade up today at geico.com/commercial.
This is a Fatal 4 podcast.
That batsman, for remember that injured hand, as you pointed out, Lola didn't get all of it.
Welcome to Didn't Get All of It. This week on the show, we are talking about Saturday night's main event and the big angle that took place at the end of that. Plus, one of our hosts, Kody, went to NXT, and we're also talking about the shenanigans that happened on Dynamite and Raw. But before we get into all of that fun stuff, there's some news we're going to get to. But first, let's do intros. I'm Paul Griffin. Joining me this week is also Pro Wrestling Noah.
Call me the Rizzler because I'm ringing those bells, the jingle bells, that is. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Also here, you heard it when I said it in the intro. He was at NXT this week. It's Kody.
Oh, yeah, man. I was. And I'm here now. And ho, ho, ho.
What a show we have for everybody. B-Rob not here. He is, I was going to say on assignment, but he's just at the movies. We don't have a movie podcast. He's not doing anything for the show.
It's a very important night for the movies, though.
The movies. He's watching Sonic.
Yeah. Can see Shadow.
Oh, that's what he's doing? I thought he was going to Sonic, like, to get a burger.
To get the little ice cubes and the food that tastes like cancer.
They have a smash burger right now. It's actually pretty good.
You know who also has a smash burger that's pretty good? Smash Burger.
Nah, their smash burgers are bad.
They used to be good, though. They fucked up recently. I don't know what happened.
Oh,
Smash
good.
Burger used to be good.
It's not just the ones around here. It's also...
No, the whole chain went to shit.
Okay, yeah.
There was a period of time where I was like... They had an amazing like Baja chicken sandwich, and it was like a grilled piece of chicken.
That ain't a smash burger.
No, but it had guacamole on it and fresh jalapenos and pepper jack cheese and like their spicy sauce, and it fucking ruled. And they took it off the menu. And the last time I went there, I'm like, I guess I'll have the burger, and it fucking sucked.
Yeah, the burger's bad. You don't want to get the burger from Smash Burger.
You can't have a restaurant named Burger anything and have bad burger.
There is a smash burger place in New York, though, called Smashed. That is phenomenal. You've been there, Paul?
I hear that place is really good.
It's very good.
What's the other place that's on Houston that you went to with Matt Galloway?
Oh, is that Hamburger America?
Yeah, that's the one. That one is getting like
that place is very
crazy
good.
publicity.
Hamburger America?
Yeah, very good.
I have not been there.
Gotta go.
I think there's also a place called like 7th Street or 7th Ave Burger that's supposed to be really good.
Yes, I think I've also heard.
Does that sound familiar?
Is it 5th Ave? Or is it
no, but it might be on 5th Ave.
I don't know.
I'm pulling up my belly.
I might be thinking of 5 Napkin Burger. That's another.
I've been to 5 Napkin Burger there. It fucking rules. They had wasabi deviled eggs the time that I went. This was a decade ago. But it was like they made deviled eggs and then like the egg yolk piece that's like pasty or whatever in the middle of a deviled egg. They infused with wasabi and shit. It fucking ruled. It was so good.
That sounds really good.
It was. I don't think it's there anymore. And I definitely don't think they have that anymore.
Burger spots.
You guys
in
want to talk about
Houston-
food or you want to talk about wrestling?
Oh man,
'Cause I want to talk about food.
I make that
Either way, we're going to be eating. So
will be. That's Paul loves when people talk like that. Eating.
I do.
and Mother.
I love Gen Z slang.
Paul loves to serve cunt.
I love serving cunt and I love peach rings. Is that a thing, or did we make that up in the pre-show?
We made that up.
We made it up. I thought that was a thing.
No. Y'all were talking
man.
about gas stations, and I said, boy, I could really go for some peach rings. And you thought that was some kind of dirty slang.
If peach rings isn't dirty slang for Gen Z, I don't know what is.
I just can't believe you've never gotten a peach ring at a gas station.
A peach ring?
Did you get it at a glory hole?
They have gas stations next to the glory hole.
The glory holes are in gas stations.
Well,
No, the gas station's next to the glory hole. Noah goes to the gas station for the hole.
that can't be the name of this episode.
Well, now it is.
It can't be. We're off to a great start.
I was just going to go with peach rings, but
Peach ring emoji.
Noah goes to the gas station for the hole. Pretty good. Rolls right off the tongue. Fits right in someone's podcast app.
Gone there for donut holes.
That's different. Donut holes aren't even holes. They're fucking balls.
You put donut holes in your peach ring?
Donut balls. I mean, you could. I don't know. You'd have to stretch that peach ring pretty far to fit a donut hole.
This is why Gen Z shouldn't talk. They should just like do TikToks and eat hot chip. They shouldn't talk.
Do they even eat hot chip anymore?
I don't know.
Do
Do
they?
they?
All
Does
women
anyone-
do is
I
eat
don't know
hot
if you're
chip
allowed
a
to
lot.
eat hot chip anymore. It's like illegal.
Yeah. I think hot chip went the way of Panera Bread charged lemonade.
This is lemonade that kills you?
Yeah.
Hot chip that kills you?
Hot chip that kills you.
Dang. What if we gave CEOs lemonade?
It's the perfect crime.
It's the perfect crime. They're like, this is delicious. Now I'm dead.
I should drink 5 of these.
Luigi's like, why didn't I think of that? Could have just slipped him a lemmy.
Is that what you call that?
What are you doing
Slip
on
them a
this
lemmy?
Slipping them a lemmy is getting Triple H the rights to more Motorhead music.
It's a
Couple more themes. Speaking of Triple H's friends,
no.
Oh,
Kody,
God.
you want to talk about the news?
I don't know if this story is very fitting for this moment. Yeah? Do you see what I did? Okay.
No, what's the
Anyway.
story?
Well, the story is that you might recognize this name, Lee Fitting, on the bottom of your television screens at the end of an episode of Friday Night SmackDown when it comes up and says executive produced by Paul Levesque and Lee Fitting. Well, Lee Fitting was in the news this week because it came out that he was reportedly dismissed from his job at ESPN due to several misconduct allegations. WWE issues no comment on such allegations at the time. But as reported by The Athletic, around 2012, some ESPN employees had reported that Fitting was making some inappropriate comments about women and women athletes and
Could you imagine making
coworkers.
inappropriate comments? Did you say something about peach rings?
I don't know that he said anything about peach rings.
Oh, good.
But-
He's safe.
Yeah. So, I don't want to make light of how
No,
people felt at these things, but I will say, like, it doesn't appear to be any physical or sexual violence or anything like that, which is good, I guess. But definitely some inappropriate comments making people feel uncomfortable, saying things like "you look hot" and making sexual innuendos and jokes, and bragging to female coworkers about his sex life, and just things that are like basic HR 101, like workplace don't do this stuff.
Yeah, stuff you shouldn't do.
Yeah. So not great.
This was discussed at length in the Discord by me and some other folks. But I think what irked me about this wasn't so much, I mean, the stuff that happened is obviously gross and shitty. What irked me is it's like, it's almost 2025. And this story comes out. It's like, do you know why he was fired from ESPN? I kind of don't care if it's this. Like, he did bad things and got fired for it. And now he has a new job. Should he also be punished at this job for that? And I felt like that's what surfacing this article at Fightful was like. It almost feels like a hit piece. Like, can we get him in trouble today? Because there is the underlying WWE is protecting sexual predators bullshit. And I don't know if it's bullshit. It might be real. But like, that's the story that's going on right now. They're protecting certain people because of the Vince McMahon stuff, who technically doesn't work there right now. Is this another thing that we can pile on to that? And that's, to me, what this looked like. But this guy was punished for doing this. He lost his job.
True. Yeah.
Did he get another good job that pays a lot of money that we probably would all love to make the same money that he's making? Yes, he did. And that's sometimes it's just how it fucking shakes out. But if he's doing this today at this current job, he should also be fired for that.
Yes. Agreed.
I don't know. Like, am I supposed to be mad about this? The thought of Fightful posting this was very much, to me, I want people to be mad about this. And frankly, after the election, I have been avoiding as much news of we want you to be mad about this as possible. Because that's all the news is be mad about this. And I don't know, like, it sounds like he got what he deserved by losing his job at ESPN. It just so happens he landed another good job. But, if you're a creep or whatever at one job, but you're still good at your job, you're going to land another job doing the stuff that you're good at. And if you don't be a creep, you're going to keep your job.
I think that's a perfectly level-headed take, honestly. I can't really disagree with you.
Discord, who hates me.
Really? Well,
I don't know, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. Like, as if he's not if he learned his lesson genuinely, and
he might not have learned his lesson. He might still be a fucking creep, but he might be quiet about it.
Sure.
But it sounds like the problem was he wasn't quiet about it before.
Yeah, as long as he's not creating a toxic environment in WWE or hurting anybody or making people uncomfortable there, then yeah, I guess it's kind of like water under the bridge almost.
It'd be one. I mean, I'm sure the people. I don't know if I don't know how to approach it that way, but my thought is, if he's still bad, get rid of him. Mm-hmm. If it is more than he said some like tasteless things about women or in his workplace, if it's more than that, then that's a problem. And maybe that's something to be explored. But if he's not doing any of this today, you shouldn't punish someone at their current job for something they did at their last job.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Noah?
Yeah. I mean, like what you're describing is basically like people brought up old 15-year-old tweets from James Gunn that got him fired from Disney. But
yeah, look how that worked out for him.
Yeah. Now he's running the DC.
Now he's dropping Superman trailers today.
Yeah.
Not only did he get his job back at Disney, he also got a DC job.
Yeah. He really made out really well out of that whole situation, because then it kind of all folded back, right? Like everyone was like, hey, like those tweets were old. No one cares. He's not that person anymore.
I don't know if this is the same thing. This guy could still be a sleazeball. He just might be more tactful with it.
Because he hasn't really been that forward facing since then. Right?
Not that I know of. But if he's not hurting anybody, you probably all work with creeps right now. You might not even know it.
I know I do.
Oh, you know you do.
I mean, I have I don't have
the whistle.
evidence, but I feel confident. There's some
That's
people
fair.
that I have good inklings about.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
If he's keeping his freak factor down and not freaking people out, then fine. Let him have his fucking job. Until he fucks up and then get rid of him.
Right.
We're
Yeah. Like,
watching.
that has to be the thing. It has to be like a zero tolerance type of thing now. Right. Like,
I would assume there's zero tolerance in this company. Like,
I would hope
maybe
so.
we'll be surprised, but they don't need the bad headlines.
Right. Exactly. One slip up, one inappropriate comment, one person comes forward with, any kind of uncomfortable accusations. Like, just that's it. Zero tolerance. But,
Well, that's what happened with what's his butt, who was going to be part of the New Day.
right. Yeah.
There was some allegations. I don't know if anything came of it, but they cut him immediately. There was no questions asked. He was just out.
Probably for the
Who
best.
was that? Odyssey Jones?
Odyssey Jones. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Odyssey Jones over here. He's always going to space.
Forgot about that.
Well, speaking of going places and in lighter news, some exciting news came out this week about AEW's future on Max, the beloved HBO, or formerly known as HBO Max streaming service from
Right. Everyone's favorite streaming service, Max.
The place to watch HBO.
So AEW
Not
came
all
out
of
and
it.
said that, yeah, not all of it. All
Westworld.
live AEW programming airing on the WBD networks will be available to stream on Max live and then on demand after their live broadcast. Dynamite, Collision, and Rampage, and all new pay-per-view library content through the end of 2024 will be made available on Max on a rolling basis. And at launch, all AEW Dynamite episodes and pay-per-views from the company's inaugural 2019 year will be available, as well as more than 2 months of the most recent AEW programming that aired across WBD's networks.
That's exciting stuff.
Yeah, some good news regarding the library. Still sucks that we have to pay full price for new discounted price for new live pay-per-views, but it'll be fun to go back and rewatch some of that old stuff.
That's like some of the stuff that I've been wanting to like revisit the most. Like the things that I've wanted to like look up and watch again has been like the Kenny Omega versus Pac Iron Man match that happened on like an episode of Dynamite, and then like the first brawl with like best
crowds
friends.
not reacting to Cody Rhodes' theme.
Proud and Powerful. Yeah, that too. Oh my gosh, all the Cody Rhodes stuff. That stuff must be crazy. I never saw that the full gear from 2019. My first AEW pay-per-view was Revolution 2020. So I can go back and watch that.
I kind of want to go back and look at it and see what's different, because I didn't love it at the time. I still don't love it today. But it's clearly different, and I do wonder if I'll have a different idea of it in hindsight. I obviously won't watch. I won't watch the COVID era. Like, that's not fucking happening. But the stuff before it, I'm interested to check out.
Yeah, it will be fun to do some revisiting. Hey, who knows? Maybe that could be some future Patreon content.
All right, don't sign us up for more work.
We revisit old shows, but yeah, I kind of feel the same way you do, because I am probably the lowest I've been on the AEW product as a whole.
I think a lot of people are
like right now. So, and I was never like a huge AEW fan. There were times where I was really into it, but I do think if I were to go back and watch some of those shows, I'd be like, man, like even the stuff that back then that I didn't like probably comes off so much better than some of the stuff they're doing now. So
there's a lot of
I'm glad it's
where it's
readily
like,
available.
I could see where someone liked this, but it's not for me. And
Right.
I do wonder if I will feel the same way today if I were to go back and watch it.
Sure.
There's plenty of it now that I can also see where someone would like it, but it's not for me. Like, I don't super violent main events that they do from time to time. That's not for me. But I could see where someone would be into that. I don't need needles in my pro wrestling.
Gosh, they did that once.
But
the needles.
I remember it though. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
They did it a lot in the 80s. I think there was a whole trial about it.
Yeah, but it's fine now. They're in political office.
It's fine now. And also I think that they had said that like this was coming. This was like already in the UK or like other overseas versions of Max, but I think this is them officially saying that it's coming to the US. The like back catalog of AEW content. So
Good.
Yeah. And this starts January 1st. I don't know if I mentioned that. So right around
I can't believe it's already in other countries. We're finally making America great again, getting our AEW content.
That's what you voted for, Paul.
Well, no, not me, but at least we're getting our AEW.
Yes.
Just AEW and low-priced eggs. Am I right, folks? Hey, speaking of eggs, I want to talk about Saturday night's main event.
where's this going?
Were you excited to watch that show?
There we go.
I was excited about it.
And how did you feel after?
Fine.
Yeah, I agree.
This was very much a
fine
show.
It had great presentation.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah, it looked very cool.
I thought the narrow ramp was awesome.
Yeah.
The tiny stage. Yeah. I love a tiny stage.
The like new generation era like entrance arch.
Yeah, I thought Joe Tess was the best he's ever been on this show.
Because he wasn't a commentator?
Exactly. I thought him as a host with Jesse was really, really good. And they only did it at the beginning. But I thought he was really, really good and in that role, knowing I think he doesn't like doing 2 hours of commentary.
Yeah.
I think my hunch is that he's just so tired. Yeah. And if you tell him, hey, we need you to go out there and like chat up the crowd for 10 minutes with Jesse Ventura, that's probably fun and exciting. And I thought he came off really well there. And then you threw it to Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, who, say what you will about him, maybe one of the best commentators in the business.
I do think, because they said on the show that Pat McAfee is going to be the voice of Netflix Raw, right?
Him and Cole.
Right. So they're back. So SmackDown hasn't been officially announced yet, but I don't think they're going to put Joe Tessitore there. So
I cannot imagine that.
So I would just use him for like the pre and post show panels, and maybe he can do backstage interviews or something,
or let him go.
That's fine too.
If he wants to not do it, it's fine. Like you have Kathy and you have what's her name that you like?
Jackie Redmond. Jackie.
Like both of them are very good. Do you need Joe Tess there? Probably not. You have Byron still. Like if there's no spot for him and he doesn't want to be there, it's fine.
Did you guys see the YouTube video they put out of after Saturday night's main event with Jackie Redmond and CM Punk and Peter Rosenberg?
I did not.
No. It's not very long. It's like a 5-7 minute long video of them just like doing a little post show thing, and Punk comes in and they talk, and I don't know. Jackie Redmond's she's just so like likable and charismatic, and like she has a great rapport with Punk, and like I don't know.
Well, they love hockey together. That's their thing.
Yeah, so she's very entertaining. But
while we're bringing up post show things, did you see the video of Rhea Ripley and Kathy Kelly this week?
They did like a TikTok or something, right? Where they like threw each other around. Well, I guess Rhea threw Kathy around.
Yep, it's not like a long video or anything. It's only like 20 seconds, and that's all you need.
I was gonna say it's not long, but Paul watched it for 24 hours straight.
I did watch it a few times.
Paul is definitely throwing some stuff around.
Look, if we're talking about extracurriculars of pro wrestling, I would pick the 20-second Rhea Ripley, Kathy Kelly TikTok over the 7-minute long Jackie Redmond, Rosenberg, CM Punk talking video.
Well, teach their own, I guess.
I thought this was
It was fun.
It was very much presented as we have a network TV spot. There's likely going to be new viewers here, but they also didn't stray away from like what they're good at. Like the matches were good. Like it was a pretty solid show, top to bottom. Nothing that you need to like go out of your way for, but
yeah,
it was good. I thought Kevin Owens and Kody was excellent.
Really? Because I was gonna say that was the only one that really disappointed me. I felt like that didn't really deliver, and it felt kind of rushed.
I think they were rushed.
Like they just ran out of time.
Well, that doesn't matter because the big angle happened after the show.
True.
Which the thing with Kevin Owens now is he does all the cool shit later. And you have to just hope someone recorded it on their phone, because after the show, Kevin Owens hit the package pile driver on Kody, which he's never done in WWE.
Has he really not?
He's never done it. He's teased it a few times, but his package pile driver like move, he's turned into like a bomb of sorts.
It's like this isn't like pile drivers are like for the most part like banned in WWE, right?
Right. And he took out Randy with a pile driver, but he did a package pile driver on Kody, which was his old finish in Ring of Honor. This ruled. And now he claims to be the true WWE champion. He has the belt with the eagle on it. And I don't know if you've seen this before, but a guy parading around with a different title claiming to be the true champion sure seems familiar.
I cannot wait for Kevin Owens to choke out Austin Theory backstage, and then we see Kevin Steen show up in Montreal in a year. No, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention also, I thought the coolest moment of Saturday night's main event was Chelsea Green winning the inaugural Women's United States Championship match. Say what you will about the mid-card women's titles, because I certainly will. This was still a cool moment, and I liked the match, even though the finish was a little botched.
The finish wasn't botched; it ruled. She nailed that shit.
The
flipping off the top into an unprettier.
Oh yeah, never mind. I'm thinking. Sorry. What am I thinking of?
Are you thinking of the? Did Liv have a match? The Liv EO finish, maybe. It was kind of convoluted.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the women's triple threat from Raw this week. That match ruled and had a sloppy finish. My bad.
Yeah.
If anything, the Chelsea finish stood out.
You're right. Sorry. Yes. No, that finish was great. She did the unprettier, like off the top rope, basically. Yeah, great match and cool moment. The crowd was into her. And Chelsea Green is the first ever Women's United States champion.
So you said you'd say what you will about these mid-card titles.
Yeah.
Say what you will.
I think they're unnecessary.
I disagree completely.
There's too many belts in wrestling.
There's too many women
who
have nothing to fight for.
Whoa. Wow. All right. Cancel Paul, everybody. You heard it here.
I thought I already accomplished that part.
Too many women
being like, Lee Fitting is fine. Let him fit in some jokes.
Too many women, not enough peach rings.
That's not the name of this episode.
2 women, 1 peach ring.
Now we're talking. Now that's a Saturday night.
Yeah, I think they need it. I think they need the belt. Like, there's a plethora of women on the roster who are not women's champion material, but they are mid-card champion material, and they should have that opportunity to have something.
But do we need 2 of them? 3 of them if you count NXT?
Probably. Yeah. There's not that they're going to float between shows. I'm surprised they kept the tag titles together still.
Look, everyone deserves a chance to hold up their pants. What better way to do that with a belt?
It's true. Well, any more thoughts on Saturday night's main event? All right, pull up your pants because it's time for a commercial break. If you're a part of the Patreon, we will just be right back in a second.
Miles here is an electrician running wiring for this new home build.
Good morning.
Miles doesn't have time for funny business.
I guess.
Miles traded up to serious commercial auto insurance from Geico for customized coverage that grows with his business, all for seriously low rates.
So, where's the Geico surprise cameo?
Come again?
You know, like some big famous football player or something. He's gonna bust through that wall, isn't he?
No, this ad is serious business.
Guys, get over here. You gotta see this.
No, there's nothing funny over here. Sorry. Get more with Geico Commercial Insurance. Trade up today at geico.com/commercial. Fred runs his own landscaping business.
Yeah, with my two brothers.
They take their business very seriously.
Sure do.
Fred traded up to commercial auto insurance from Geico for serious customized coverage that grows as his business does, all for seriously low rates.
All right, so when's it gonna happen? You know, the big Geico surprise.
I'm sorry?
Some hair metal band. Are they gonna jump out of those bushes?
No, this is a serious Geico ad.
That pyro was pretty cool, though.
Get more with Geico Commercial Insurance. Trade up today at geico.com/commercial.
Welcome back to Didn't Get All of It. So, did you guys do anything fun this week?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I
not.
did. I attended NXT in Lowell, Massachusetts.
Was that fun?
It was.
How do you spell that? Is it like LOL or is it LULLC?
No,
Lowell's?
Lowell. Lowell. Lowell.
That name sucks. Change it.
You know what's funny? I grew up in Massachusetts, lived here my whole life, and never really realized that some of our city and town names are either hard to pronounce or don't make much phonetic sense, but apparently they do.
I assume it's named after some like war guy.
Sure, probably. I don't know. But yeah, so NXT hit the road again this week and was at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium, which a lot of history there, actually, which they told you about in the intro to the show, the little video package. But this was the arena where Shawn Michaels famously lost his smile. It's where he laid down for Triple H to win the European Championship. Bunch of like big Attitude Era moments happened in this arena, which is crazy to think about because it's small. I say arena, it's not an arena. It's an auditorium. That's what it is. There's a stage and it's round. The last time I was in this place was for my niece's high school graduation.
What?
Like, yeah, that's what this building is used for usually. And I also did see a Juice WRLD concert here.
That must have been early.
Yeah, it was like long before he blew up. It was basically like he put out oh my god, what's that song? All Girls Are the Same, but also Jesus, his like biggest song. What's it called?
Lucid Dreams.
Lucid Dreams. Thank you. Yeah, it was Lucid Dreams. It was like that was what he was known for at the time. So he opened and closed with it, and like that was it. But anyway, yeah, very small arena. It wasn't sold out at all. So it's just funny to see WWE in 2024 running shows there, but it's a cool environment. It's a cool environment for a show. I sat in like the front row of the balcony and it feels like you're in the ring. You're just like so close.
Just like floating above it.
Yeah, and just like right on top of it. It's crazy. This is a very last minute thing. I got a text from a friend who was like, "Hey, I got an extra ticket to NXT. You want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Hell yeah. Why not?" So I went.
I'll go whoop that trick.
Yeah, and met some folks there and we had a great time. Now, the interesting thing was next week is Christmas, or well, Christmas Eve, next Tuesday. So it was a double taping. They taped next week's show already. I won't spoil
Double dose of NXT.
I won't spoil anything, so that way if folks want to watch that, I can talk about it on the pod next week, the second half of the show. But what was interesting about that was that the whole show was on an hour tape delay because the show started at 7:00 local time, but they don't go live till 8 p.m. So when 8:00 rolled around, I opened Hulu on my phone and saw like the show starting, which was the same stuff we had seen an hour prior.
Oh,
so thought that was interesting.
Huh. I wonder what the optics will be like for like next week, because it'll be happening in the same arena.
Yeah, so they
like
didn't they changed it up a little bit. They added a whole bunch of Christmas decor.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
It's fun.
But it's very much still the same setup. It's just they added like Christmas trees and lights everywhere. So,
you know what I thought was interesting? Lowell, Massachusetts was named after Francis Cabot Lowell, an American businessman whom the city is named after. He was instrumental in bringing the Industrial Revolution to the United States. So not a war guy, just a business boy. Back when we used to respect our CEOs.
Say we love business boys.
Also, died at 42. Back then, in 1817, I think that made him an elder.
Let's say that sounds right. That sounds right for that time.
No, I wish B-Rob was here to talk about this, but
he died from pneumonia, not B-Rob.
Oh, I was like, well, what did I not hear?
Age of 42, he got pneumonia 3 years after building his first mill.
Oh yeah, there's tons of mills in Lowell.
Well, he only built one. Now he's dead. But he has a whole city named after him, which NXT hosted an event in.
Yes, they did. And man, I don't know what it is about Massachusetts, but boy, do we love Booker T. Because that man was so over. He came out before the show that he gets his music plays. They do his whole entrance.
Austin notoriously loves tea.
So much so that we throw it into the
Booker Tea Party.
Very, very, very clever joke. Booker Tea Party. That's a contender for show title. Yeah, he's just so over in this state. I don't know what it is, because I went to the 2011 Royal Rumble, which was Booker T's return to WWE, and I think to this day that was still the loudest pop I've ever been a part of. Like, the building was shaking. It was so loud when he came out. And yeah, at NXT this week, he was massively over. The whole crowd, like, the announcers come out, he sits down at the table, and the whole crowd was chanting Booker T, like, loudly up until the video package started to start the show.
Jeez. NXT fans are a different breed, man.
Yeah.
There's something.
And then the opening match I thought was really, really good. Axiom and Obafemi. Very, like, well wrestled, big man, little man dynamic. Very, very good. I think it's worth checking out if you didn't see it.
I like matches like that.
I like and then
versus Rey Mysterio.
Yes. And then Sol Ruka and Saria had a match against Jackson and Lash Legend. It was fine. Nothing great.
Sure.
I did want to talk about Jada Parker. She had a match with Ren Sinclair.
Yes, Ren. Let Ren win.
So
that's a chant in NXT fans. Let Ren win.
He was not getting a chant here. Jada Parker,
so good,
is like the epitome of the phrase "and then the bell rang," because she has this presence and she has this look and she has this aura about her when she comes out. The whole crowd was super into her during her entrance, and I don't know how it came off on TV because I did not go and watch this episode back. Maybe who's someone listening who did can let us know. But in the arena, she was very over, but it felt like she was over during times that weren't actually aired. For example, she comes out for entrance, gets a decent pop, the whole arena goes dark, and then they show like random video packages on the Tron, like advertisements for Peacock and whatever random crap. And the whole crowd was chanting her name like during that. And then we come back and the lights are on and the bell rings and the crowd was dead for this match. They did not give a shit. Ooh. Like, her offense is just so boring. And like, so on TV, it probably didn't come off that she was over at all, but she was super over for her entrance. And then the bell rang and no one cared because she doesn't do anything interesting in the ring. The only mild pop she gets is when she does that butt move in the corner. That's it.
And there are a lot of ladies that do butt move in the corner these days.
And people do it better than her. So that was my thought on Jada Parker. Then
did you change your mind on Ren Sinclair yet?
Nah, she's not great.
I'll fight you.
Okay. Axiom then had a match.
Let Paul Rin. Sorry.
I mean, sure. Let me ask my wife.
Sorry, I'm going through my pictures to try to remember everything that happened.
My wife.
Axiom had a match against Gallus. I went and got a pretzel during that match, so I didn't see all of it.
Seems like a good use of Gallus time.
But and then Ethan Page had a promo where it felt like the crowd didn't really pick up on what he was doing. I picked up on it right away. But he was doing I lost my smile, which again, that happened in this arena. So it was just so long ago. It felt like it went over a lot of people's heads. I don't know. But then he murdered Javon Evans. He put his head in a steel chair and stomped on it, and then Javon Evans spat blood everywhere, and they were picking his teeth out off the mat. I did have someone turn in the crowd and be like, "Was this real teeth?" I don't.
Yes,
but
shoot.
Yeah. Oh, I do have to say, by the way, this entire time, there's this guy sitting next to me who would not stop shaking.
Was he cold?
I don't know. It could be he could have some kind of physiological condition or something that causes him to, or he was just anxious or antsy, or he had to pee really bad or something. But because this is an old school auditorium, all the seats are connected, and it was shaking the whole row, and it was very distracting.
Is he bobbing his leg up and down?
Yeah. But I digress.
Maybe he was just nervous to be sitting next to podcast legend Kody.
You know what? That's probably what it was.
That might.
So
be
if you're listening, buddy, you could have just said hi instead of shaking the whole row. The main event was Trick Williams versus Eddie Thorpe. Both of these guys were extremely over too. Trick Williams' entrance, so much better in person. Very cool when you don't have someone going, "Oh yeah, man," in your ear.
I think that makes it better.
Very cool moment, his entrance. And then Eddie Thorpe, I was not expecting this at all, because I don't know who the fuck that is, but he had so much heat. The crowd hated him. Very loud Eddie sucks chants. I was not expecting that. Usually you get indifference or just let's cheer Trick Williams or just a generic boo, but he was getting real heat and Eddie sucks chants, which I was impressed. The match was fine. It ended in a I don't remember exactly what happened. It was kind of a shady no contest type thing. Oh, they both had their there's actually a pretty good ref bump. I don't know how it came off on TV, but from my point of view, it was very well done, where Trick Williams took his hair tie out and undid his hair, and he threw the hair tie down on the mat, and I clocked that, and I was like, oh, I hope no one trips on it. And then the ref went to go pick it up, and as the ref's walking around them and bending over to do that, he takes a boot to the face. I just thought the timing on it was really nice, and just seemed like a natural ref bump. And then then another ref came out, and they both made the count, and both guys' shoulders were down, and blah blah blah. So, shady finish. Shawn Michaels came out, huge pop, and I don't know where the show actually ended, as from a TV perspective, but Ava Raine came out at some point, and actually, sorry, I apologize if this is spoilers, because I don't know if this was actually the next episode or if this was part of this episode, but she basically came out and announced because of the no contest that they're gonna have a triple threat. So yeah,
all right. Sounds like a good time.
It was a good time, and it continued, but we can talk about it next week when that actually airs. But spoilers. It was fun. It was worth it. Tickets were I only paid $50 for the ticket. It's a good seat. It's a good time. If you have the chance to go see NXT on the road, I think it's worth it. It's probably, inexpensive enough. And
I wonder where they'd go for Houston. I wonder what venue they'd do.
The last time NXT came to Houston and did an event, it was at Bayou City.
Oh, okay.
Right where the Hard Rock used to be.
Yeah.
It was great. I got to see Alexa Bliss before he was anything. Finn Balor was there. It was great. Good show.
The Prince.
I think the main event was Finn Balor and Tyler Breeze, and it was great. But yeah, that's probably where they would go.
Very fun.
Yeah. Should I talk about AEW Dynamite? That
Like
happened
the
this week?
fuse.
Did anyone else?
Bring the
Paul,
boom.
Paul, I know you didn't. Cody, did you watch any of this?
Boom.
This year Dynamite?
I watched some of Ospreay and Darby.
Okay.
I pretty much just like watched the clips that were going around online.
Yeah.
This match looked like it fucking ruled, and I do want to go and watch the whole thing. But
Yeah, you probably got
would
most
love-
of the parts.
sure. But I would love for Noah to tell me more.
Yeah.
about
Well,
this
actually, I think you would like the first thing that happened on the show, which was Mercedes versus Anna Jay for the TBS title.
Ooh, that does like sound like something I would enjoy.
Yeah, and like
For
me,
many
like I'm usually not the biggest fan of Mercedes matches. I don't know, they usually just don't do a lot for me, but I thought this was really good. Like it was just really well paced. I thought they were both really like, teasing out each other's moves. Like Anna Jay had whatever what does Mercedes call the bank statement these days? I forget. The like take him
Mercedes
to Wall Street.
nuts.
I don't know. Mercedes nuts. Yeah, it's like Anna Jay had Mercedes up in that move, but then like Mercedes wriggled out. Just a lot of like fun reversals and stuff. I thought it was just really, and Anna Jay I feel like has leveled up recently. She's been doing some really great stuff.
Actually, Mercedes nuts should be what she calls her Meteora.
Yeah, she did that too.
Because she basically just like
Because
Well,
that face full of crotch.
yeah, you get it.
Show him that peach ring.
But, yeah, but Mercedes eventually got.
I really wish we recorded the first hour and a half of this show.
Mercedes ended up retaining there, but yeah, it was a good match. Definitely go check it out if you are interested. But then, like the next thing of interest that happened on the show was Ricochet came out to do like an in-ring interview, but then the Hurt Business showed up, and they've been teasing like, oh, will Ricochet join the Hurt Syndicate? Sorry, they've been teasing that lately, and then MVP just like takes the business card they gave him away from him and ripped it up. They're just like, nah, see you, loser.
Yeah, they're like kind of. They've got to be like booking Ricochet on purpose to look like a complete dweeb, right? Because that's how he's coming off every time I see him do anything in this company.
He's got a weird like catchphrase now. Like when he's doing like backstage interviews, he does this little like thing that he does like often.
Oh boy,
I don't like that.
Yeah, I also don't like that. I don't know why he's doing that.
Tell him on Twitter you don't like it. If anybody's still on Twitter, go tell Ricochet what you think.
I'll say I'm sure he'll respond well to that. But then also they did the thing that you love, Paul, which is this segment then bled directly into Shelton just like hanging out in the ring until the Beast Mortoast came in to have their Continental Classic match, which was fine. It was fine. Shelton won.
Everyone keeps telling me about this Beast Mortoast guy and how he's great. And then we talk about him and they're like, it was fine. He lost. Is he Ren Sinclair?
That's everybody in this company. He's fine, and then he lost.
He's got a great look, and he does cool stuff. But
that's what Ren Sinclair is.
Fine.
She's great look, and she does cool stuff. And then she loses.
But yeah,
So
then like
go to AEW.
She did.
Yeah.
Wasn't she already there?
I have
like she was
Everyone's been.
I feel like she's one of those NXT people who like did a Rampage match or something.
Yeah, he showed up on an episode of Dark Elevation back in the day. But yeah, then I don't know about so MJF shows up and does a promo shooting on Adam Cole. Specifically showed like a photoshopped picture of like super skinny, no muscles Adam Cole, which we've done.
Why did they have to Photoshop that
on this podcast? Yeah, of course. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like does MJF have the juice anymore? I feel like he's just kind of spinning in place right now.
Remember the bidding war of 2024? That was a big deal. And then he's like, I'm staying. I got a little tattoo. And everyone said, okay. And then he disappeared. And now no one gives a fuck about him.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have done that.
like, to be fair, I feel like a lot of his kind of like spinning his wheels right now has to do with how fucked over he kind of got by Adam Cole getting hurt and having that whole storyline just like spin out of control.
Yeah.
But speaking of Adam Cole, he did like show up on screen to like rebut against, you know, the MJF promo. Featuring. And then there was like a fun little thing though of like his like Adam Cole looking into the camera and going like, "Now tell me this, MJF. Have I started kicking your ass yet?" And then it like the camera cuts and Adam Cole's right behind him and starts beating up in the ring.
Whoa.
So that was neat. But yeah, the other like big thing that I feel like everyone, like the thing that people are sharing clips of on Twitter is Will Ospreay versus Darby Allin in their Continental Classic match, which, boy, this was very good. Hey, wouldn't you know it, Darby Allin fucking himself up. You know, like, of course, Tope Suicidas, but there was one coffin drop he did on the apron in particular that he, like, you know, he's no stranger to doing that, but he landed like on the edge. Like on the very edge of
Adam Copeland's back?
Apron. And
on only. Only he
yeah. I saw this. This was crazy. These two look like they work so I really need to.
Yeah.
I'll probably go and watch it this weekend because they're two of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah. And it is very much like the Will Ospreay thing of like doing a really good job of, you know, like all sorts of reversals out of each other's moves and stuff like that. But there's just some really cool ones in particular. Like he was about to do, what does he call it? The storm driver, the
Stormbreaker.
He had him like, you know, in the double underhooks, and then Darby reversed that into a code red. It was really cool looking. And then also teasing doing Styles Clash on the apron and then deciding, no, I'm doing this on the floor. Was also very cool.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Definitely. And because I feel like they've been, you know, doing such a good job of kind of protecting Ospreay, but Darby won. He got the points for the tournament. So now I think in that league, I think that's the gold league. The top 3 spots are all tied up. So it's like a 3-way tie for first place in the tournament right now. So could go any way. I think there's 2 matches left for everyone. Going into the pay-per-views in not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. I believe so. 28th. Yeah. And then the other thing, like the night ended with Death Riders versus Orange Cassidy, Jay White, and Hangman Adam Page. And there was like some like interesting interactions here. Hangman wanting to like basically forsaking his team just to beat the shit out of Moxley was like the main point of contention that kind of like led their team to disintegrate, and then let Moxley get like, you know, a sneak pin to win the match on Orange. But Death Riders, I feel like, is just one of the biggest problems in AEW right now.
Yeah, it's so boring. It's so bad. I couldn't possibly give a shit about anything.
Are you guys excited for the Young Bucks to return as baby faces to win the company back?
Oh boy.
No.
Start your 2025 year-end awards right now.
Yikes. But I don't know. I feel like this episode, I thought this episode overall was very good. I thought it did a lot of good stuff to kind of, you know, further storylines to get ready for World's End in like a week and a half. So I don't know. I liked it. I'm looking forward to World's End. Hopefully it'll be a lot better than last year's, because last year's World's End was very bad.
I'm also looking forward to World's End. What is it? January 20th?
Yeah, if seems like they're already in charge though, so
I can't. It's funny in 2025 to say that I'm looking forward more to Jan 6th than I am to Jan 20th.
It's happening
Who's
on
Jan?
Oh yeah, Netflix Raw.
Yeah, Netflix Raw.
Can't wait for Netflix Raw, which we're going to talk about right after this break. We're going to talk about Raw and Netflix Raw. All right, we are back. Gonna wrap this show up with a little bit of Raw talk. Everyone's favorite post show that's not. What was the SmackDown one called?
Smack Talk.
Talking Smack.
Right.
Talking Smack.
That's what it was. We're not doing that. We're not talking about the post show. No one gives a fuck about that. We were talking about the stuff that happened on Raw. Another big 2-hour episode of Raw that needed 3. They kicked it off.
Fine with the 2.
Shut up. They kicked it off with CM
I'm
Punk.
on the fence with this argument. I see both sides. I'll just say that.
There's good people on both sides. Some of them
Yes.
want to go to sleep early. Some of us want to watch Raw all night.
Some of us want to play more video game before.
Okay, well,
going
quit
to
your
bed.
job or something.
Well,
Anyway, they kicked the show off with CM Punk. He was out there to say stuff, and Seth Rollins responded. Let's listen to that real quick.
While I'm overjoyed you didn't come out here with that stupid song of yours, for first time in your life, you're actually coming from the right spot because you belong in the audience with the rest of the CM Punk fans. Oh. You think that embarrasses me? It doesn't embarrass me to be out here with these people. I'm a fan, I always will be. I love this place. When you abandoned this place and you hoped that it would die without you, I put it on my back. I made it stronger than it's ever been. If anyone should be embarrassed, it's you. Because this fan, he's got more WrestleMania main events than you ever will.
Oh, he said it was only a matter of time before they lock up in the ring, Wade. They may just brawl outside of it. Oh, here they go!
So, Punk and Rollins, they don't like each other. They yelled at each other. They said stuff that people say online to each other. And now they got a match at Raw Netflix.
Hell yeah. This is great. I love the segment. I love just getting right to it. Like I like the fact that they're fighting. Like they're not just exchanging promos. They're not just, one-upping each other with witty words. Like these guys hate each other, so they're going to start fighting.
It helps that both guys are cleared to compete.
Yes, true. Because it makes it feel fresh and different compared to Punk's last program. Genius to put this on the Netflix show, I think.
I also love just how much they're hyping this up, the Netflix show.
Yes.
Like really,
Like Triple H saying it's going to be like a WrestleMania.
Yeah,
which is crazy, but
it's got to be a big deal. The Rock's going to be there. Like
Logan Paul.
They've announced a ton of stuff for this Netflix show.
Oh, that's right. They did announce Logan Paul was going to be there after he said
Logan
he was
Paul,
retired.
he retired. Everybody, we all believed it, didn't we? We all believed it. He tricked us again.
I wished to believe it. I wished that it was true and that it wasn't just a work, but obviously it was just a work.
Cena's going to be there too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be a big show.
They teased a Logan Paul Gunther program on the Netflix YouTube thing they did this week.
That would probably rule.
Try to pull up the card of stuff they announced.
I desperately need a CM Punk Logan Paul program.
Oh my god.
I think that would be incredible.
Okay, so they have for this Raw on Netflix debut, January 6th, everyone's favorite day of the year, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, Liv Morgan against Rhea Ripley. I think we do the title change, please. I think that happens. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa for the Spicy Peppers. That's happening.
What's it called?
I think there's something else too. There's other stuff.
The women's Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, so Dakota Kai's going to win that.
Please.
Yeah, we got the Spicy Peppers match, the Women's World Championship match, the Women's Intercontinental Championship match, and then it's safe to assume that John Cena and The Rock will be there as well. So that'll be a fun thing.
Yeah, that kicks off Cena's farewell tour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the new Raw logo? Because there was complaining about it a month ago, and then they added some new color to it, and I think it looks pretty slick.
Yeah, I like it. And I like the like graphics, the like transition with like the Netflix logo or whatever. Like,
yeah,
I like it. I think it's fun.
And again, if you hate it, they'll change it in a year. So
true.
I just cannot wait to hear or to not hear the Raw theme that they currently play.
Have they said what the new theme is going to be?
I think it's a Travis Scott.
I think it's safe to assume
original.
whatever's in the commercial, but which I think is Travis Scott, right?
No, the commercials they've been using a few different songs, but they've been using what's that song called? Big Stepper. Oh,
the TikTok song.
Yeah. They've been using that in the ads, but no, I think they've said that Travis Scott, because Travis Scott's going to be there too, on January 6th, and I think I don't know if it's like a new song originally made for this or like maybe an unreleased track or something, but pretty sure he's doing the theme of Raw.
Do you think we get a new stage or do we get new graphics only?
Probably like slightly different stage, but
yeah, because the stage has like been pretty variable anyways, because they have their stage set up for when they have people sitting behind the stage, right?
And this is a dome show, so it'll probably have a different stage regardless.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna sell this thing out.
You don't think so? With fucking all the things we just said. CM Punk's first Raw match, and
they keep saying tickets on sale, and I'm like, they shouldn't be on sale anymore, guys. It's like in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Is it 3 weeks?
Yeah, like 2.5.
Yeah.
Anyway. What else happened on this episode of Raw that we're talking about? I highlighted Zoe versus Caden and Raquel. Cody, I remember you specifically loved this.
I did. This was really, really good.
They've been booking the hell out of this Intercontinental tournament they've been doing for the ladies, because there was a match like 2 weeks ago that also I thought was also very cool. Just had like a variety of different ladies, and this kind of had the same thing going on.
I like it. Cody's wrong. There should be mid-card titles, and they should have good-ass tournaments to get them.
I don't know. I'm just title fatigue. Call it.
Well, speaking of titles, main event of Raw was Judgment Day defending against the War Raiders.
War Raiders. Do you have to stop yourself because you almost say Viking Raiders? Because
yes.
I do that myself.
But also, like, I always thought of them as War something, and then I'm like, War Vikings? That's not it. Like, it trips me up every time. But they should have won like a few weeks ago. I don't know why they waited, because nothing really changed. But
because they were in Boston, and
they wanted to do it for one of them.
Yeah.
Cool, I guess. The match was good, as you'd expect, but I think the bigger takeaway here, outside of Judgment Day finally losing the tag titles to the War Raiders, is that I think they're breaking up the Judgment Day for good when they move to Netflix.
You think so?
The amount of like hostility between Liv and Finn, and then like Dominic's been very downplayed. They teased him on SmackDown a week ago or 2 weeks ago when they dropped the brand split. I think they're just going to pull all these people apart completely.
That's fine. I think
it's probably the safe time to do it.
Yeah.
But it sure seems like they're just going to break this whole thing up and everyone's going to get brand split away from each other.
What does Carlito do?
Spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Yeah, you could do that. Legato. LWO.
They already did.
What do you guys think of the little teaser that we got.
The Penta promo?
Yeah, the little zero.
Yeah.
Is that what we think it is?
It's got to be. Does he show up on Netflix Raw?
If they're smart.
He has to, right?
Also,
or do you save him?
Do you
save him for USA SmackDown 3 hours?
But why air that on Raw if that's the case?
Get you to watch both shows?
Yeah, I guess. They need to make him a big deal fairly quick, if I might say. So, I don't know. But
I think so. What do you do with him, though?
Not LWO.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Braun Breaker and Penta?
Sure, yeah. That
but he has to take...
That would be a good match.
He has to take the belt right off of him.
Have him fight like go the other way and have him fight Shinsuke. Have a Spooky Boys match.
That'd be cool too. But either way, he has to win the belt.
Yeah.
Like if you want him to be a big deal, you can't just have him come in and like lose and then get into a program with like Carmelo.
Maybe that's why you don't have him fight Shinsuke then, because Shinsuke just got that belt.
Maybe that's why he just got the belt.
To give it to Penta?
Yeah.
That sucks. That sucks.
Shinsuke just wants to surf and take photos and post them on Instagram. That's all he wants to do.
But he's spooky now.
Also, what's up with his name? What's his name going to be? Like, does he own
Penta Sato Miedo?
Yeah, or is it going to be El Pentagon Jr. or is it going to be what?
Penta Mysterio Jr.
Oh God.
I don't know. Penta Sato Miedo, I feel like WWE might not think that's the most marketable name. So they might want to simplify it. I don't know.
Just Penta?
Yeah. I don't know. Well, the teaser had the, 0. So
yeah, I mean the taunt is so over. Like he's not gonna drop that. So like he's still gonna do the 0 fear shtick, but it's just what do they call him?
Also, I wondered how much of the crowd do you think is going to play into that the first time he does that?
Ton of them.
Yeah, I think
if they drop him out in LA,
yeah,
in a dome, yeah, I think that'll pick up real quick.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They what else did they do on this show? I think that was kind of it worth talking about.
Yeah, it was good. It was a show. This was in Boston, and I thought about going to this, but tickets were expensive, and I just wasn't feeling it. And knew I was going to NXT the next night. So, but it was a good show. It was a good Raw.
Yeah. What did they do? Was it Braun and Ludwig was
yeah.
I like that spot where Ludwig was like, I'm going to run around the ring and do my move that he does. And then he gets around the corner. He's like, where the fuck did he go? It's great.
Which, like, watching that, the way that it was shot, it was like, where did he go?
Good Looney Tunes shit. It's really good. Anyway, that's the week of wrestling. We covered it all. Well, as much as we could. We didn't get all of it, but we will be back next week. Believe it or not, even though next week is a holiday, we normally skip holiday weeks. We will be back next week because none of us have to do actual work. So we're going to do a ton of stuff. So next week, we're back with our regular show, plus the year-end awards. The best of show will be available in the free podcast feed as soon as we record it. And then the worst of show will be exclusive to Patreon. And the 2024 year-end review featuring the Fatal 4 and Kaz and Will from Didn't Get All of It Japan will be exclusive to the Fatal 4 Plus tier. So sign up today at patreon.com/Fatal4Pod to get all of those shows in the next week or so. I know that Didn't Get All of It Japan's also doing a award show as well. So lots of stuff coming to your feeds if you're a subscriber to any level of supporting us. But yeah, a fun week ahead. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. So thank you for listening. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Write us a review. That helps a ton. If you're just listening to this and you're like, whatever, I'm going to skip to the next podcast. Stop it. Go write us a review. We would love that. And give us your money at patreon.com/Fatal4Pod. In the meantime, have a good Christmas. Or Hanukkah. Hanukkah's on Christmas too this year, right? Anybody?
I don't know. I
think Hanukkah starts on Christmas this year.
Mazel tov.
Happy Chanukah.
I'm trying to search for it and it's not working. It does. Hanukkah starts on Christmas. Merry Hanukkah, everybody.
Happy holiday.
Feliz Navidad.